Hi, in this video, we're going to take a look at Statista. Statista is a database consisting of reports on various industries. Let's get started then. You can access Statista through the Pace University Library by navigating to the library page, selecting databases, and locating the Statista resource. Here we are. As it says out here, Statista shares quantitative data on media, business, finance, politics, and a wide variety of other areas. Once you click on the link, it'll ask you to authenticate yourself, and then you can go into the website. Once you're on the website, you're able to now look for various resources by simply typing in an appropriate keyword or phrase out here. So you might have a number of questions as you examine business topics like fast food, for instance. You may have a curiosity about which are the popular fast food restaurants in America. So I'll simply Google out here, or search, not Google, do a Google-like search for fast food restaurants, but within Statista. It turns out, if you were to actually Google for fast food restaurants data, very often the link that shows up in the first page of results is going to have one from Statista as well. It's a very popular source of business data. Now, on running this search, we see a couple of results out here. I'm going to navigate to the one that seems to make most sense: fast food restaurants in the US. The report that pulls up out here has some highlights, and then somewhere here is more information about quick service restaurants in the US. So they're being labeled not fast food restaurants, but being called quick service restaurants. Let me click on that report. And in doing so, we end up on the QSR report in the United States. So you can either access a PDF or PowerPoint format of this. Let me pull up the PDF. And let's take a look at that. In here, you'll be able to quickly review some of the fun facts about QSRs in the US, all in a graphical format. For instance, you can learn here about the industry size and in dollars and so on. You can observe trends. Perhaps you can see a dip, an unsurprising dip in 2020 in QSR spending in the United States. And then you can also learn about, for instance, the most popular QSRs in America. McDonald's, not surprisingly, is the #1. And you might be surprised to learn that Starbucks is #2, KFC, Subway, and so on are there in the in terms of dollars earned. The numbers, of course, vary based on whether you're evaluating it based on dollars or based on number of units of restaurants. For instance, there are many more Subways in America than there are McDonald's or Starbucks. That was one example. You can, of course, follow your curiosity and look for other things like, for instance, the top apparel brands. Let's try that out. Here we are. When I do a search for top apparel brands, we have a couple of links showing up, including apparel industry in Brazil and so on. Let me find the one that makes most sense to the search we're doing out here. Let me say clothing or apparel brands, United States. Here it says clothing market, top brands amongst US teens. Let's find out one that's true for everybody. So apparel and footwear resale market in the United States, that's not it. Okay, so let's see, clothing brands, US. Oops. So as you might realize this, as you're looking me on here, you're not always going to get what you're looking for with the first search. It might take 2 or 3 searches before you arrive at what you're looking for. The key is here to keep trying various permutations until you arrive at your desired search result. Here we are, apparel market in the US. And let me click on this and see. Again, in a similar fashion, you can pull up PDF out here of the report or PowerPoint, and that has some nice results for you to look at. Some of these results may be obvious, some not so obvious. For instance, you might be curious to know which is the most popular apparel company in the US. Well, here are the big ones. BF Corp, Philip and Houston, Hanes, yep, Hanes, Tapestry, Levi's, and so on. All right, let's take a look at one more example. One thing that's in the minds of many people that every one of us has some understanding or knowledge of is cars. So let's look at automobile industry in the US. So here we are looking at the automobile industry in the United States. Let me just take a US off from here, do another search again. Comes up. Here we are, the automotive industry, not automobile, automotive industry in the United States. And again, let's take a look at the PDF of this report to get a better sense of which are the most popular cars or automobile brands in the United States. Here we have it. It's a moment of truth. Let's think about which are the most popular car brands you know of in America. And now that you've made your mental guess or choice, let's examine if you're right or not. Okay. Let me scroll through here a bit more to get to the best-selling cars and SUVs. Here is here's the estimated US market share by selected automobile manufacturers. You have GM right on top with 15% market share, pretty much neck and neck with Toyota at pretty much the same number. Ford coming in third, and then you've got Fiat Chrysler coming in fourth, followed by Honda, Hyundai Kia Group, Nissan. And for all the talk around Tesla, they have just a 2% market share, even though their market valuation is probably far greater than any of these auto companies. Okay, so that wraps up this little tour of Statista. So if ever you're looking for an industry report, the best place to go to is Statista. You can access that through the PACE library. Thank you for watching.